Hi, I'm Lynne Robinson and welcome to this, our 5th Body Control Pilates video. So what's different about this video? Well, this time we've given you 2 workouts that are focusing on the area that Joseph Pilates called the powerhouse. That's the area between your hips and your rib cage. The muscles underneath form a girdle of strength, and it's from here that all the movements in Pilates take place. Most of the clients that came to Joseph Pilates' original studio in New York in the 1920s were dancers, and the exercises he developed for them were very challenging. These classical exercises are far too challenging for the average person. I certainly was never a dancer. I was a history teacher with a back problem. And what we've done at Body Control Pilates is break these classical exercises down into stages. We're going to teach you step by step, giving you the skills you need until you have the strength, the flexibility, the coordination and the stamina to be able to do those original classical exercises. If you've never done Pilates before, you're going to need to wind on to the end of the video to look at the section on breathing, alignment and centering. But even if you have done Pilates before, it's worth reviewing that section anyway before you proceed to the main workouts. Once you've mastered the basics, you can then move on to the 2 powerhouse workouts. Each workout is perfectly balanced. You can do it by itself, or you can put the 2 together for a longer workout. But ideally, you should do both workouts at least twice a week. So what are you going to need? Well, you want to be exercising on a mat. You might need a folded towel, a firm flat pillow, and then we've got a section of exercise where we use light weights. That's less than 1 pound each weight. If you don't have any weights, just choose a household item and use that instead. For most of the exercises, we've given you 3 levels: beginners, intermediate and advanced. And to help me, I've got 3 dancers: Becky, Darren and Laura. We're going to start this first powerhouse workout with a choreographed sequence, which means that one exercise is going to flow into the next. Now, because some of the movements involve flexion and rotation of the spine, if you've got a back injury, please take advice from your practitioner. We're going to start by looking at how to stand correctly. Standing with your feet hip widths apart and in parallel. Have the weight evenly balanced, base of your big toe, base of the small toe, and the centre of the heel. Make sure you're not rolling your feet in and out. And then just soften your knees, just release your knees. Check that you're holding your pelvis in a neutral position. You have a lovely long waist, shoulder blades relaxing down into your back, your neck is released, and just imagine there's a balloon attached to the top of your head, just lengthening you, pulling you up towards the ceiling. Take a wide breath into your sides and into your back to prepare. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow. Stay zipped throughout the exercise. Soften your knees, drop your chin on your chest, and gently start to roll forward. Unpeeling vertebra by vertebra. Take an extra breath if you need to. Your head and your shoulders are completely relaxed. Stay zipped the whole time. Just allow your head, your neck, and your arms to completely release. Take a wide breath in at the bottom. As you breathe out, still zipped, drop your tailbone back, bring your pubic bone forward, and bone by bone, restack the vertebra one by one by one, until you come up nice and tall. And then you're going to gently bend your knees over your feet, making sure your knees go centrally over the middle of your feet. Make sure you don't stick your bottom out or tuck it under. Straighten back up again, and we're going to roll forward again. So wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, soften the knees, stay zipped, chin on your chest, and you're going to roll forward. Head, neck and shoulders relaxed, stay zipped, take an extra breath if you need to. Make sure you're coming down centrally, you haven't swayed from one side to the other. Wide breath in at the bottom. As you breathe out, still zipped, rebuild the spine. Bone by bone, rolling through the spine. Tall. And now we're going to come up onto the toes, but also float the arms up. And slowly lowering. Take your feet a little bit wider apart now, making sure your feet face forwards. You're going to have one hand resting on your leg throughout the whole exercise. We're going to reach to the side. Try to make sure your pelvis stays level. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, zip, stay zipped. Float one arm up, dropping the shoulder down. Take a breath in and lengthen. As you breathe out, you're going to reach to the top corner of the room, opening from the waist. So don't overreach with the arm. Keep the shoulder blade connected down into your back. Breathe in as you center and out as you slowly lower. We go to the other side. In to prepare, out to zip, float the arm up, dropping the shoulder blade down. Breathe in at the top. As you breathe out, still zipped, going to reach to the other side. Make sure your pelvis stays central and one hand stays on your leg. Breathing in as you come up and out as you slowly lower. Just bring your feet back a little bit closer now. Float your arms up to the side, gently reaching through the fingers, but without locking out the arms. We're going to twist round to the side now. So wide breath in to prepare and lengthen. Breathe out to zip, keeping your pelvis facing the forward. We're going to gently turn round to one side. Make sure your pelvis doesn't move. And breathing in as you center, keep lengthening through the spine. And breathing out, and we'll turn the other way. And breathing in as you center, keep lengthening up throughout. Stay zipped, and breathe out, and round you go again. Try not to twist your head too far. It just follows the natural movement of your spine. Breathing in as you center, make sure you haven't locked your knees, keep them released, and breathe out as you turn to the other side. And in as you center, lower your arms, soften your knees, breathe in and lengthen, breathe out and roll down. And this time we're going to stay down and move forward onto your mat. So just coming forward onto your mat, and in the center of your mat, have your hands directly beneath your shoulders, your knees directly beneath your hips. Just take a moment to find the neutral position for your spine and your pelvis. You should be looking straight down at the floor so the back of your neck stays long. Take a wide breath into your back and sides to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, and then slide one leg back, trying to keep your weight centered. Breathe in, breathe out, and float the leg and the arm up. Opposite arm and leg lengthen through your fingers and your toes. Try to keep the pelvis level. Breathe in as you slowly come back. Stay zipped throughout. Wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, stay zipped, slide the leg. Keep your weight centered. Breathe in, breathe out, and float. Opposite arm and leg up. Try not to lift too high. Lengthen from your fingertips to your toes. Breathing in as you center. And again, wide breath in to prepare. Out to zip. Pelvis and spine stay neutral. Slide the leg. Wide breath in. Breathing out. Lift and lengthen. Make sure you stay looking down so your neck stays released. Breathe in as you lower. And breathe out. Zip, hollow, slide the leg. Take an extra breath in. On the out breath, lengthen and lift. Shoulder blade stays connected down, pelvis stays neutral. And slowly lower. And from this position, we're going to come back to sit on your heels. If you've got a knee problem, just curl up on your side rather than squash the knees. Otherwise, coming back into the rest position. You may need a cushion underneath the back of your knees. That may help as well. And then wide breaths into your back and your sides. Take advantage of the lovely stretch this gives your low back. And then on the out breath, zipping and hollowing, you're going to unroll just as we did with the roll downs. Restacking, head, neck and shoulders relaxed, they come up last. To sit up tall. So coming now into the relaxation position, you want your feet in parallel in a line with your knees and your hips, your pelvis in a neutral position, hands just resting on your lower abdomen, elbows open. You might want to place a folded towel or a firm flat pillow underneath your head so the back of your neck is nice and long. Just take a moment or two to allow your body to widen and lengthen in this position. Just allowing any tension you may still have in your body to seep away down into the floor. And then we're going to very gently allow the head to roll to one side. Just let the weight of the head take it. And then back to the centre. And let it roll across to the other side. And back to the centre. And I want you to imagine you have a large, ripe peach underneath your chin. It has a very fragile skin. You're going to lengthen the back of the neck, keeping your head on your pillow, as if you're going to hold that ripe peach underneath your chin, but without squashing its delicate skin. A gentle chin tuck, and then slowly release the peach. That action actually uses the deep muscles that stabilise your neck, and we're using that action, gently tucking the chin in quite a few times during the video. The next exercise aims to first strengthen and then stretch the hamstring muscles which run along the back of the thigh. Now, depending on how flexible you are, you may need to use a towel, and Becky's going to be demonstrating with the towel. Check first of all that your pelvis is in neutral, and it's going to stay in neutral throughout. Take a wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow and fold one knee up towards you, and then take hold of it with both hands clasping behind the thigh. Make sure your elbows are open, your breastbone is soft, and your shoulder blades are down into your back. Take a breath in again. And on the out breath, you're going to actually push against your hands. You're pushing your leg away from you, creating some resistance. Now make sure you don't create too much tension in your upper body. I'm going to take 3 nice wide breaths in this position. Pushing away the whole time against your hand. And after the 3rd breath, on the out breath, very slowly, you're going to try to straighten your leg. Now everyone's got a different range of movement. So you may find that your leg's down here, or if you're a dancer, you'll find your legs much further up towards you. So just enjoy that stretch, breathing normally. Again, checking your pelvis is in neutral. You're gently zipped. Make sure your knee is facing directly towards you. Don't let your leg rotate in or out. And then if you can, just try to lengthen the other leg along the floor. If that's too much of a stretch, keep the knee bent. Again, checking that you're in neutral. Just check as well that your whole body is lying symmetrically on the mat, that you haven't rolled to one side or the other. Keep breathing normally. And then on the out breath, still zipped, slide the leg back, fold the knee down and return the foot to the floor. And we'll do the other side. Wide breath in to prepare. On the out breath, zip, stay zipped, float the knee up, take hold behind the thigh. And again, on the out breath, you're going to push against your hand, creating some resistance. Make sure there's no tension in your upper body. Stay relaxed. 3 wide breaths. Neck released, jaw relaxed. After 3 breaths, you're going to slowly try to straighten the leg. See if you can relax the front of your thigh, just to get a nice stretch up the back of the hamstring. So foot is softly pointed. And then if you can, slide the other leg along the floor. Again, staying in neutral. Always checking that the upper body is relaxed. Wide breaths. Just allowing that muscle to lengthen. And then on the out breath, slide the leg back. still zipped here. Return the foot to the floor. With the hamstrings lengthened now, that's a good preparation to do the scissors, which is a classical Pilates exercise. We're going to build on the skills you need to do that exercise. First of all, we're going to do a preparation. So you're in the relaxation position. Breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zipping and hollowing, you're going to fold the knees in one at a time. Now make sure your abdominals don't bulge. If they do, take hold of one leg behind the thigh to fold the other leg in. Otherwise, if you can, fold them in one at a time, keeping the lower abdominals hollowed. You're going to take hold now behind the thigh, elbows open, breastbone soft, neck released. You're holding with both hands. Breathe in. As you breathe out, zipped and hollowed throughout, you're going to straighten one leg up and flex the foot. Make sure again the leg is in parallel. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to very slowly lower the leg towards the floor, making sure you're hinging from the hip. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, again hinging from the hip, you're going to raise the leg. Fold the knee down, change hands. You stay neutral throughout, upper body's relaxed. Breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, stay zipped, straighten the leg, flex the foot. On the next out breath, slowly and with control, lengthen through the heel as you lower the leg away from you. Long, 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 long leg. Breathe in at the bottom just as it touches the floor. As you breathe out, hinging from the hip, you're going to raise the leg and fold the knee down. Change hands. Breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, straighten the leg, flex the foot, lengthening through the heel. On the next out breath, lower the leg away from you. Long, 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 long leg, upper body relaxed. Breathe in as you touch the bottom and out as you raise the leg. Bend the knee, change hands. Wide breath in to prepare, breathing out, straighten the leg, flex the foot. On the out breath, lengthen away. Upper body relaxed, shoulder blades down, elbows open, breastbone soft. Breathe in, breathe out, and the leg comes back up again. And slowly bend the knee to relax. Quite a few of our exercises involve curling the head up off the floor. If you've got a neck injury, avoid those exercises. Before we move on to do the full scissors, I need to show you how to curl up correctly. Now, it's very important that your pelvis stays in neutral and your lower abdominals stay hollowed throughout. You're going to lightly clasp your hands behind your head. Just make sure your head's resting in your hands. You should still be able to see your elbows. And remember that right peach is just gently tucked in under your chin. So your neck's just gently rotated forward. Take a wide breath into your back and into your sides. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow, soften the breastbone, funnel the ribs down. Don't let the lower abdominals bulge and don't tuck. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lengthen and curl back down again. I'm just going to show you the same thing, but with the knees bent this time. So on the out breath, zipping and hollowing, fold one knee up. And again, if you can, fold the other knee up. If not, remember, take hold of your leg so that you're supporting yourself. Wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, chin's gently tucked in as you slowly curl the upper body. Breathe in, breathe out, and lengthen and lower back down. Thank you, Becky. Okay, we're ready for the full scissors. Breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow and fold the knees up one at a time. You're going to take hold of one leg behind the thigh, holding it with both hands, elbows open, breastbone soft. Very slowly now, chin tucked in, you're going to curl your upper body up off the floor. Slowly straighten both legs. Now, you may find, if you can, you're going to hold on to your ankle or your calf. Otherwise, hold on to whichever part of the leg you're comfortable with. Breathe in to prepare again, breathe out. You're going to zip throughout now and take one leg down towards the floor. Breathe in as the leg comes up, change hands and breathe out. Elbows open, breastbone soft. Stay zipped, Stay in neutral. You're breathing out as the leg lowers. Breathe in as the leg comes back up. Chin just tucked in. Long, 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 long leg. Make sure the leg's in parallel. Stay zipped throughout. Changing hands. Lengthening the leg down on the out breath. Bringing it up on the in breath. Crossing the legs over like a pair of scissors. And then bend the knees in, slowly lower back down and rest for a moment. And we always like to make things just that little bit harder, so we're going to show you the super advanced scissors now. This requires an awful lot of core strength, so please don't try this until you're ready. For this one, we're going to actually change the pace and have 2 leg actions per in-breath and per out-breath. So you do 2 scissors for an in-breath and then 2 scissors for an out-breath. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow and slowly come up and take up the start position, holding on to the back of the thigh. And then you breathe in for 2 scissor actions. And then breathe out for 2 scissor actions. You're zipped and hollow the whole time. Breathing in, make 2 actions. Breathing out, 2 actions. And bend the knees and slowly lower back down. The 100 is another classical exercise, and we're going to take you in stages from the beginner's version right the way through to the super advanced. It's a breathing exercise that also works the abdominals. Now, because I'm going to be giving you a lot of directions, your breathing may go out of sync with my breathing, so please just carry on in your own time. So you're starting in the relaxation position. Checking you're in neutral. Place your hands onto your lower rib cage. You're going to take a wide breath into your back and into your sides for a count of 5. And breathe out to a count of 5. And breathing into a count of 5. And as you breathe out to a count of 5, at the same time, zip up and hollow and stay zipped. And we've got to add an arm action to this, so lengthening the fingers away, taking them down by your sides. Make sure you don't close in. Keep the upper body open, reaching through the fingers. You're going to gently pump the arms up and down. Again, breathing into a count of 5, stay zipped. Breathing out to a count of 5. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Still zipped, fold one knee up, and then the other, staying in neutral. Breathing into a count of 5, and breathing out to a count of 5. Very slowly now, chin tucked in, you're going to curl the upper body up, looking between your legs. In for a count of 5, reaching through the fingers, shoulder blades down, zipped and hollowed throughout, making sure you don't close your upper body in. Then if you can, you're going to very slowly straighten your legs, keeping them in parallel to start with, reaching through the fingers, shoulder blades down, upper body open, zipped and hollowed. And then if you can, you're going to turn the legs out from the hips, flex the feet, and squeeze your inner thighs together. Still breathing in for a count of 5 and pumping, and breathing out for a count of 5. And for the super advanced version, which Becky's going to demonstrate, you slowly lower the legs down, making sure your back stays anchored, pointing the toes, and bringing the legs back up. And lowering, and bringing it back up again. And then bending the knees, slowly lower yourself back down to the floor, and very gently let your head roll to one side. Back to the centre, let it roll across to the other side, and then back to the centre. For the next exercise, we're going to come onto the side. So rolling over onto your sides. We're going to lie in a straight line. Now, it's very important for this exercise that you keep your bones stacked up. So it's hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, and we're going to start with knee over knee. So your knees are at a right angle, ankle over ankle, knee over knee, hip over hip. Your arm extended underneath, and you may like to use your flat cushion just to keep your neck in good alignment. Now you need to use your powerhouse throughout the whole exercise. Don't allow your waist to sink into the floor. Keep lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. We're going to do an exercise now that strengthens the upper thighs and the buttocks. And we're going to show you two versions. Make sure your upper body stays open, you don't collapse forward, and your shoulder blade stays down into your back. So you need to straighten your top leg now so that it's in a line with your body. You should still just about be able to see your toes, lifting from the waist. And we're going to use exactly the same breathing pattern as we did for the 100. We're going to breathe in for 5 and out for 5. And you're going to draw, with the leg, a circle. So breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow, stay zipped, and then gently circle the foot around, a very, very small circle. 5 circles as you breathe in, and then change direction. 5 circles as you breathe out. Don't have the leg too low, keep it in line with your body. And then you're going to turn the leg out from the hip, making sure the action comes from the hip, and do the same thing. Breathing in for 5 circles, long, 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 long leg, long waist. And breathing out for 5 circles, change in direction. And then rest the leg. Now to make that a little bit harder, you extend your bottom leg, still keep it in front of you. It's a bit of an angle to the body. The top leg comes back in a line with your hip and a line with your body. Long waist, hips stacked on top of each other. Breathing in to prepare, out to zip, stay zipped, and again, draw that small circle, long, long leg. Keep your powerhouse here working, keep your torso still. 5 in one direction, 5 in the other. And then turn the leg out from the hip, making sure you don't roll backwards. Same thing, you'll feel this more in the buttocks. 5 circles for the in-breath, and 5 for the out-breath. And then rest the leg. The second part of that exercise is going to work the lower leg. So you're going to take your top leg in front of you, place the foot on the floor. Now as you do this, just make sure you don't allow your hips to roll forward. You need to keep that good alignment of the bones stacked on top. Keep lifting your waist. The underneath leg is in front slightly. And again, you're going to point the toe. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, lift and lengthen the leg away from you. 5 circles as you breathe in. And 5 as you breathe out. And again, 5 as you breathe in, changing direction each time. And 5 as you breathe out. And again, 5 as you breathe in, long, long, long leg. The torso stays still. And 5 as you breathe out. And rest. We're going to finish this side series with a couple of stretches. So just bend the top leg in front of you again, so it's at a right angle. You need to take advice if you've got a knee injury for this one. Breathe in to prepare, lengthen through the spine, lifting the waist, breathing out, zipping and hollowing. Fold one knee up, and then if you can, take hold of the leg wherever you can. Now you may need to use a scarf or a towel for this if you can't reach. Now it's very important for this next part that you don't allow your back to arch, but very slow you're now going to bring the knee away from you and back slightly, okay? Don't let the back arch, stay in neutral. Think of the knee moving away from you. Shoulder blade down into your back, spine's long, waist lifted. And you should feel a nice stretch along the front of your thigh and the front of your hip. Try not to let the knee drop or turn to the side for this one. Breathing normally as you just allow that muscle to lengthen. And then we're just going to add an extra stretch now to the muscle that runs along the side of your leg by taking your bottom foot, place it just above your knee, very gently, just bring the top knee down, and you'll feel a stretch along the outside of the thigh. It should just be a gentle stretch, lengthening away, keep lifting the waist, keep breathing normally, making sure you haven't rolled forward or back. And again, just allowing the muscle time to lengthen and release. And then slowly unhook the bottom foot and return the knees till they're together. We're now going to do the same set of exercises on the other side, so you need to turn over. So again, stacking your bones out, the arms extended underneath you. Pillow or folded towel if you need it to keep the neck in line. We're going to start feet together, ankles together, knees together, hip over hip. The pelvis stays square, waist stays long, shoulder blade down. Long, long spine. Use your powerhouse to keep your spine long. Breathe in to prepare and lengthen as you breathe out. Stay zipped and hollowed. Extend the top leg, so you should still just about be able to see your toes. It's in line with your body. Lengthening through the leg, you're going to breathe in and draw those circles, 5 small circles. Keep your torso completely still. And then 5 the other way. And then turn the leg out from the hip. Make sure you don't roll forward or back. And again, 5 tiny circles, long, long leg. And 5 the other way as you breathe out. Now to make it harder, we're going to extend, straighten the bottom leg, keep it in front of you. The other leg still in a line with your body. And again, with the leg in parallel to start with, in a line with your body and your hip, 5 circles as you breathe in. Keep working the waist. And 5 the other way. And in turn out, again the 5. And as you breathe out, 5 circles, and then rest. Still on the same side, we'll work the underneath leg by taking the top leg forward with the foot flat on the mat. Keeping the hips stacked, keeping this square, keeping the powerhouse working throughout on a long spine. You're going to lift and lengthen the lower leg. And again, we're going to do 5 circles as you breathe in. And 5 as you breathe out. Keep working the waist, keep lengthening the leg away. And again, 5 circles, just small circles. And 5 the other way. And finally, 5 more one way. And 5 the other way as you breathe out. And then relax. And also for the band of muscle that runs down the side of the leg. Again, keeping square, keep your powerhouse working. On the out breath, fold the knee in, take hold of it where you can. Use your towel if you need to. And slowly, without arching the back, stay in neutral. Bring the leg back. So hopefully it's roughly in a line with your body, but not behind. Think of the knee directing away from the top of your head. Making sure you haven't rolled forward or back. Shoulder blade down into your back, your upper body stays open, your neck released. You're just breathing wide and full, staying zipped. Just allowing the muscle time to release and lengthen. And then when you're ready, just take that bottom foot, place it in the mid part of the thigh, and just bring the top leg down a little without altering the angle of the pelvis. Stay in neutral, so you feel a stretch down the outside of the leg. It should feel pleasant and not uncomfortable. Breathing wide and full. And when you feel the muscles released, just remove the top foot and relax. A lot of Pilates exercises involve flexion of the body. We're now going to take the body into extension. And to do this, you're going to lie on your front and have your legs just turned out and completely relaxed. Throughout the exercise, your buttocks are going to stay relaxed. And you're going to have your arms sort of like a right angle, so the upper part of your arm is level with your shoulders. The lower part of your arm is just parallel with each other with the palms flat. Take a wide breath into your back and into your sides. As you breathe out, you're going to zip up and hollow and stay zipped. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and very, very slowly bring your upper body back and up. And if you like, you can actually slowly come up a little bit further. Okay, but this obviously requires you to have quite a lot of flexibility here. If at any time you feel your back pinching, please come back down again. Make sure you carry on supporting your back with your lower abdominals. Breathe in at the top and breathe out and very slowly lower back down. Think of curling the spine back down. And again, breathe in wide and full to your back and sides. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, connect the shoulder blades and slowly come up. Notice how her gaze follows an arc as she comes up. And this time she's going to very slowly turn her head over one shoulder. Get a nice neck stretch and back to the center. And then again to the other side, and back to the center. And on an out breath, she's going to slowly lower back down. And relax between exercises, breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip and hollow and come up just as far as you can. Stay on your elbows if you need to, only come up into the full extension if you can. And then at the top, slowly turn the head. And back to the center and turn the head the other way, supporting all the time here. And then on an out breath, lengthen and lower back down. And relax. From this position, we're going to come up onto all fours. Have your knees beneath your hips, your hands beneath your shoulders. Just take a moment to feel the neutral position for your spine and your pelvis. And then, providing you haven't got a knee problem, bring your feet together and slowly lower back. If you do have a knee problem, you can always slip a cushion underneath your bottom and relaxing forward. Or you can curl up on your side if you're more comfortable. And directing your breath wide and full into your back and sides. It's a lovely stretch for this part of the back which you've just been working. And then on the next out breath, zipping and hollowing, drop the tailbone down, bring the pubic bone forward and unroll. Head and shoulders stay relaxed, restacking bone by bone by bone to come up tall. We're going to start the second Pilates powerhouse workout with another choreographed sequence, one exercise flowing into the next. Once again, some of these exercises involve flexion and rotation. If you have a back problem, please take some advice from your practitioner. We're going to start standing correctly, so with the feet a little bit closer than hip width apart for this first exercise. Weight evenly balanced, base of the big toe, base of the small toe and the centre of the heel. Knees soft. Pelvis in neutral, long, long waist, shoulder blades relaxing down into your back, neck is released, and that balloon is still attached to the top of your head, pulling you up towards the ceiling so you have a lovely long spine. Breathe in wide and full, breathe out to gently zip and hollow. And then we're going to do a walking on the spot exercise. So coming up first onto your right foot, bring your knee forward. Just take a moment to look down and check that your knee is going over the middle of your foot, over your second toe. And then you're going to transfer your weight onto your left foot now. Do try not to do a Marilyn Monroe type wiggle here. Try and keep your waist long and your pelvis central. Coming up and down, and think up all the time. Your direction is up, you're breathing normally, you're gently zipped, shoulder blades relaxing down, knees going directly forwards. We're just warming up the calves now. It's getting your whole system activated and moving. And then coming back down, we're going to come into a roll down. So just widen the feet a little. Soften the knees. Breathe in wide and full to your back and sides. As you breathe out, zip and hollow, stay zipped. Drop your chin on your chest and slowly roll forward, bone by bone. Take extra breath if you need to. Head, neck and shoulders completely relaxed. Still working your strong center. Relax at the bottom, breathe in wide as you breathe out. Still zipped, drop your tailbone down, bring your pubic bone forward and rebuild the spine, bone by bone by bone. To come up tall. We do an exercise now for the shoulders called the corkscrew. So wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow. We're going to float the arms up, dropping the shoulders down as the arms float up. Lightly clasp behind your head. Breathe in, shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. As you breathe out, drop them down. As you breathe in, bring your elbows back, but you should still be able to see them. And make sure at this point you don't actually arch your back. Release the elbows a little, and then on the out breath, reaching up towards the ceiling and bringing your arms back down, connecting the shoulder blades down into your back. But do that one again. Wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, stay zipped, float the arms up. Shoulder blades dropping down into your back. Keep lengthening through the spine. Breathe in, shrug your shoulders up. Breathe out, just release them back down. Breathe in and gently bring your elbows back, opening the chest but not arching the back. Release your elbows just a little. And on the out breath, reaching up, connecting the shoulder blades down as your arms come back down by your sides. Lovely. Then coming into a roll down again now, so feet a little bit further apart now, hip width apart. Find those 3 points again, soften your knees, breathe in wide. As you breathe out, we're going to drop the chin on the chest and roll forward. And this time we're going to stay down and come forward on your mat. So coming into a 4-point kneeling position, have your hands directly beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips. Take a moment to find the neutral position for your pelvis and your spine. Your neck is long. We can do the cat exercise now, and this works on the mobility of your spine. So try and move each vertebra bone by bone, just as we've been doing with the roll down. So wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow. Now curl your tailbone under, bringing your pubic bone towards your chin as you slowly, bone by bone, arch the back up like an angry cat. Your head and neck are completely released. Stay zipped, breathe in wide. As you breathe out, you're going to start with your tailbone. So send your tailbone away from you. So your pelvis comes into neutral. Long, long spine as the shoulder blades connect down into your back. And you come back into the neutral position. Don't dip the back or lift the head. Let's just stay in neutral. And again, wide breath in. On the out breath, zip and curl. Round in the back up. Try to make sure you haven't moved forward or back. You've stayed central. Lovely wide breath in. As you breathe out, still hollowing your lower abdominals. Tailbone goes away from you. Down into that neutral position. Connecting the shoulder blades down. We're going to add an extra movement now. We're going to bring the knee towards your chin. It's a little bit more advanced. So wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, you're going to bring your chin towards your knee, or your knee towards your chin as you curl. Breathe in, breathe out, and slowly extend the leg away as you come back in the neutral position for your pelvis and your spine. Don't lift your leg too high, think long. Breathe in, breathe out, and again, bring your knee towards your chin as you round the back. In breath and the out breath. Lengthening the leg away. Trying to stay central. Breathe in, breathe out, and curl. Knee to chin. Breath in, and as you breathe out, extend the leg away. Staying in neutral if you can. Pelvis stays level. And slowly return the knee to the floor, and we'll do the other side. So just take a moment to center yourself again. Wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out to zip, knee comes towards your head. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, still zipped. Extend the leg away behind you, not lifting too high. Think long from the top of your head to your toes. In breath in this position. As you breathe out, the knee comes in, the back rounds and arches. And then on the out breath, lengthen the leg away from you. Send it out behind you. And on the out breath, bending in again, round in the back, still zipped. In breath in this position, and an out breath to bring the knee back onto the floor. For the next exercise, you're going to lie on your side. So lying in a straight line. Now with all our side lying exercises, you need to stack your bones up one on top of the other. So just take a moment to get your alignment right. So stretching your underneath arm away from you. You might want a folded towel or your flat pillow just to keep your neck in line. Underneath leg is going to be at a soft right angle to the body. And then just take a moment to line everything up. Ankle over ankle, knee over knee, hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, and you're going to keep your body still. Even though we're going to be moving the legs, use your powerhouse to keep your torso still. Make sure your waist is lifted throughout the exercise. Keep the length in your spine. So, relaxing down. You can use your hand to balance here, but make sure you don't roll forward. I'm going to be showing you what you're doing, so my hand's going to be moving. Breathe in wide and full to prepare. As you breathe out, zip and hollow, lengthen your waist, keep it up off the floor, and you're going to fold your knee in towards you. Breathe in, breathe out, and push the heel away, but keep it in a line with your body. Breathe in and bend the knee back up again, softly pointing the toe. As you breathe out, flex the foot and push away. You should feel this in your buttocks. Point the toe and bend the knee in. Make sure you keep your torso still. And flex and push away. We're going to make it a little bit harder now. You're going to fold the knee up on the out breath, and then very, very slowly you're going to straighten the leg. Now don't bend the knee up too high, you're going to find it too hard to straighten it. Keep it in a line with your hip. On the out breath, bring the leg back, just so that it's still in a line with your body. Don't take it behind yet. Point the toe, breathe in as the knee folds up, and then on the out breath, straighten it away. Flex the foot, and coming back. And fold it in. Keep the powerhouse working. Straighten the leg. Keep it in a line with your hip. Flex the foot. On the out breath, bring it back. Now we're going to make it harder still now. If you actually straighten your bottom leg, you keep it in front of you slightly, but with it straight, you're balancing now on your hip. So you have to use more core strength to stay in this position. And again, fold the knee in. And straighten it away. Flex the foot and come back till it's just in a line with your hip. And breathing in as the knee folds, breathing out as you straighten, take it in breath, breathe out as it comes back, just till it's in a line with your body. Breathing in as the knee folds in, out as you straighten, take it in breath, breathe out and bring it back. Now this next time, we're actually going to take the leg behind, but as you take the leg behind, make sure you don't arch your back. So breathe in and fold the knee, out to straighten the leg, take an in-breath, flex the foot, breathe out as it comes back. Take another in-breath here and then breathe out, point the toe and take the leg behind. Try and open down the front of the leg. And folding in, take the leg in front of you. You can see now why it's called bicycle. Flex the foot and come back. Make sure you haven't dropped the leg. When it gets to here, point the toe, take it behind. Just a nice stretch down the front of the body. Fold the knee in, straighten up, flex, come back to here. Take it behind, fold in, and relax. Let's do the other side. So, changing sides. Again, just take that little bit of extra time to check your alignment. Underneath, arms extended, in line with your body if you can. Feet, knees, hips, all stacked on top of each other, shoulder over shoulder. Folded towel, pillow if you need it to keep the neck in line. Upper body stays open, don't roll forward or back. Keep working the powerhouse throughout the whole time. So breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip hollow, stay zipped, fold the knee in. Breathe in, breathe out, flex the foot and push away through the heel. Keep the leg in line with your body. If you look down, you should just about be able to see your toes. Don't take it behind. Point the toe, breathe in as you fold in. Keep working your powerhouse. Flex the foot and push through the heel. Keep lengthening the spine. Breathing in as you fold in. And breathing out as you push through the heel. Keep the leg in line with your hip and your body. We're going to make it harder now, so breathing in as you come in, breathing out as you extend the leg in front of you. Flex the foot, breathe in, breathe out, and bring it back in line with your hip. And fold in on the in-breath. Breathe out as you extend away. Take an extra breath, flex the foot, and leading back. Long, long leg, keep working the waist, keep working here. And folding in on the in-breath. Straightening the leg. Flex the foot and lengthen away. Okay, make it harder now by reducing our support by taking this leg in front of you. So you have to work stronger here now. And folding in on the in-breath. Straightening the leg on the out-breath, take an extra breath, flex the foot and coming back just until it's in line with your body. And folding in. Keep lengthening through the spine, keep the upper body open. Flex the foot on the out-breath, bring the leg back. And folding in on the in-breath. Extend the leg on the out-breath. Take an extra breath, flex the foot, and coming back. This time we're going to take the leg behind. So breathing in as you come in, out as you extend. Extra breath, flex, come back when it's in line with your body. Point the toe, take it behind, but don't let the rib cage flare or the back arch. And folding in. And straightening. Flex the foot, come back. So you're bicycling away on your side. Point the toe when it gets to your body line. Bending back and in. Nice, smooth, controlled movement. Working from your center. And relax. So coming onto your front now, make sure you're lying in a straight line. Take your arms down by your side, and you might like to put a flat pillow underneath your forehead to give you a chance to breathe in this position. Your neck should feel really comfortable. Have your toes together and your heels apart. We're going to do the dart to start with. So Laura, take a wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow. Now squeeze the buttocks together, squeeze your inner thighs together, bring your heels together. Now slide your shoulder blades down your back as you breathe out. Turn your palms to face your body. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lengthen and lower back down again. And again, wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, squeeze the inner thighs together, heels together, shoulder blades slide down your back as you reach towards your toes. Keep your chin gently tucked in so the back of the neck stays long. Breathe in, breathe out, and lengthen and lower back down. Lovely. Wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, slide the shoulder blades, squeeze the inner thighs together, keep the feet on the floor, keep lengthening from the top of your head to your tailbone, long, long body. Breathe in, breathe out, and lengthen and lower back down again. Lovely. We're going to make that a little bit harder now. So Laura, take your hands and place them on your back. There we go, a little bit higher. That's it. Smashing. Okay, have your legs in parallel. We're going to do an exercise now called double heel kicks. It's a little bit more challenging for the back. If you'd rather carry on doing the dart, that's fine. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip and hollow. And then as you breathe in, I want you to kick your feet in towards your bottom 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and as the legs lower, so you come up. Slide the hands down the body, shoulder blades down. As you breathe out, long, long body. As you breathe in, come back down again, and at the same time, so the feet come up. 1, 2, 3, and back down again, and breathing out and coming up. Support the whole time with the zip and hollow. And breathing in as you lower, and 1, 2, 3. And slowly come, as if this is a string attachment from your hands to your feet. And breathing in, 1, 2, 3. And breathing out, long, long body, shoulder blades down, chin tucked in. And lengthen and lower, 1, 2, 3. Last time you're going to come up. Lovely. And slowly coming back down again. And from this position, just come back to sit on your heels. If you've got a knee problem, curl up on your side or place a cushion underneath your knees. Breathing wide and full into your back and your sides, just stretching out this mid-back section here and the lower back. And on an out breath, zipping and hollowing, rebuild the spine, bringing your head up last. Bridging works on your pelvic and lumbar stability. You may find you're more comfortable without a pillow for this exercise. You may also find you're more comfortable with your feet hip width apart. Some people find it easier with their feet in this position, others with their feet together. Just experiment until you get the most comfortable version for you. So coming back down onto the mat, with or without your head cushion. Just take a moment to allow the spine to lengthen and to find your neutral position. For the first exercise, we're actually going to hold your pelvis just lightly. That's just to check that when you come up into the bridge position, your pelvis stays level. Breathing in wide and full. This time we're going to straighten the leg before you come up, which means it's going to be more challenging for the opposite buttock muscle. On the out breath, zip and hollow and slowly come up. You'll feel this working here in the buttock. Breathe in, breathe out, bend the knee, and then slowly lower. Wide breath in again to prepare. On the out breath, straighten the leg. Breathe in, breathe out, and up you come again. Making sure your pelvis stays level. On the out breath, bend the knee, take an extra breath, and slowly lengthen and lower back down again. We're going to work out a little bit harder again now, straightening the leg out before you start. Take a wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, up you come, keeping your pelvis in neutral, your spine in neutral. Breathe in, breathe out, and then hinge from the hip and take your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Don't let your pelvis dip. Breathe in, breathe out, lower the leg, bend the knee, and on the out breath, slowly lower. Once again, on the out breath, straighten the leg before we come up. Breathe in wide as you breathe out. Up you come, making sure your pelvis stays level. On your next out breath, straighten the leg, hinging from the hips straight up. Keep your pelvis level. Breathe in, breathe out, lower. Bend the knee, and on the out breath, slowly lower. For the very last version, we're going to come up without the straight leg. So on the out breath, coming up into the bridge position. Breathing in, breathing out, extend the leg. On the next out breath, raise the leg to the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out, and then take the leg down to the floor, but without allowing the pelvis to dip. Bring it back up to level. Bend the knee, and on the out breath, slowly lower. Last time. Wide breath in to prepare. Out to zip, stay zipped as you come up. On the out breath, straighten the leg, keep the pelvis level. Breathe in, breathe out, take the leg up to the ceiling. Keeping the pelvis level, take it down to the floor, lengthen away. Bring it back to level again. Bend the knee. And on the out breath, slowly lower and relax. the bow and arrow. So sitting on your sitting bones, lengthening up through the spine. Now, if your hamstrings are long, you can try doing this exercise with your legs stretched out, which Laura's going to demonstrate. Otherwise, just keep your knees bent. Take your arms out in front of you. Now, throughout the whole exercise, they're going to stay in a line with your shoulders, so don't let them come up. You're going to breathe in and lengthen through the spine. As you breathe out, zip and hollow. And then on the in-breath, stay zipped. You're going to bring your hand in towards your chest, and then imagine you're being pulled through here and coming back and breathing out as you close. And breathing in as you turn. Your head just follows the movement of your hand. And breathing out as you close. Make sure as you do this, you don't let your knees come apart. So breathing in, and imagine you're being pulled through as you rotate the spine, extend the arm, shoulder blade down. And bring the arm back in line. And breathing in as you turn. Upper body open, the neck released. Bring it back in line with your shoulder. And breathing in as you open and turn. And out as you bring the arm back. Last time. Breathing in. And really feel you're being pulled through. And close and relax. I'm sure you can see why this next exercise is called the mermaid. So you're sitting on your side here, and unusually for Pilates, you're actually off-centre. Just make sure that your knees are in a line, your feet a little way away from you, and this hand just pointing away from you as well with the palm down. And you're going to hold on with one hand to the front of your shin here. The idea is we're going to get a lovely stretch for the side. So breathe in to prepare and lengthen through the spine. Breathe out, zip up and hollow. And then breathe in again and float the arm up, and breathe out and reach across. Lovely opening to the side, and then breathe in as you come up and out as you come down, and stretch across the other way. And then breathing in, pushing up on the elbow, and breathe out and reach across. Breathe in as you center yourself, and breathe out and stretch across. You're zipped the whole time. Breathing in as you come up, and breathing out as you reach across. Breathing in as you center, and breathing out as you stretch. Pushing up on the arm, breathing in, and breathing out as you reach across, and coming back to the center. The mermaid is an excellent preparation for the next classical exercise, which is side bends. So coming onto your side now, we're going to show you two versions. Not necessarily more difficult, the second version is just different. So coming first onto your elbow, have your hand and your forearm parallel to you here. Stretch the bottom leg out away from you, slightly in front of your body here, and take your top leg over with the foot facing forward. Make sure that you're on your hip, so you're nice and long through the spine. Now, with this exercise, we're actually going to be strengthening the upper part of the body. So if you've got wrist or shoulder problems, you might want to avoid this. Take a wide breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, zip and hollow and stretch up and over. Breathing in as you slowly lower. You want to make sure, if you can, that the weight's on your front foot. That's going to make it easier. So breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, push on the front foot, squeeze your inner thighs together, and stretch up and over. Breathing in as you slowly lower. The next version you actually do on a straight arm here. So again, take the weight on your front foot and really lengthen through the spine. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out to zip, and stretch away, up and over. Long, long body. Breathing in as you slowly lower. And breathing out, up and stretching over. Breathing in as you lower. We're now going to do the mermaid and the side bends on the other side. So coming into the mermaid position, have your knees in a line, your feet a little away from you. fingers facing forward and holding on to the front of your shin. Breathing in and lengthening. And breathing out and reaching up and over, opening the side of the waist. Breathing in as you center, breathing out, and again reaching up and over. Breathing in as you center, and breathing out, pushing up on the arm to stretch over. Breathing in, breathing out, and reaching across. Zipping and hollowing the whole time. Flowing movements with control. And back to the center. And then stretching out for the side bend again, coming onto your elbow, bottom leg slightly in front of you, top leg, foot facing forward, flat on the floor with the knee open. Just making sure you're on a nice straight line. Again, breathe in to prepare and lengthen. Breathe out, push up on that front foot, squeeze the inner thighs together and reach up and over. Breathing in as you slowly lower. And again, breathing out, reach up and over. Breathing in as you slowly lower. And for the final version, coming up on the straight arm, just making sure you don't sink into that arm. You want to really make sure you keep the weight on your legs and you're not pushing into your upper body. You almost want to feel as though you've got a pole running right through the length of you to keep that nice rigid shape right the way down. So breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, push up on that front foot, come up and over. And breathing in as you slowly lower. And breathing out, up and reaching over. And breathing in as you lower back down. This next exercise we've adapted from the classical Pilates exercise called the teaser. We've renamed it the seesaw. You'll see why in a minute. So sitting really, really tall on your sitting bones. Just clasp your hands lightly underneath your thighs. Make sure your elbows are open, shoulder blades down into your back and your neck is released. You're going to need good abdominal control for this, and you also need to have a good length in your hamstrings. Now you can do this exercise with your back in its natural curve. If your hamstrings are a little on the short side, you may find it easier to take your back into a C curve. Don't go down too far, but just experiment to find which one's best for you. So breathing in wide and full, lengthen through the spine. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow, stay zipped, and very, very slowly straighten one leg. And then breathe in and lower. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, zip, hollow, stay zipped as again you straighten the leg. Long, long leg, lengthening through the back of the leg. And breathe in and lower. We're going to do the other side. Breathe in wide to prepare. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, stay zipped and straighten the leg. Upper body stays open and wide. Breathing in as you lower. Keep the knees in line. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out, zip, stay zipped, and lengthen the leg away. And breathe in and come back down again. The next version is a little bit harder, requires much more central control, so you need to use your powerhouse now. Come back onto your elbows. Zipping and hollowing, you're going to fold your knees in one at a time. Make sure you don't sit down here like a tortoise, lengthen up the whole time. Got your knees at a right angle to you, toes softly pointed. Breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip, hollow, straighten the legs and extend the elbows. And breathing in as you come back down onto your elbows again. And breathing out and lengthen away. Breathing in as you come back down again. In to prepare, breathing out, straighten the legs and come up onto your hands. And breathing in as you come back. This next version isn't necessarily harder, it's just different. You might find one version easier than the other. For this one, we actually start with straight legs. Breathing in to prepare, breathing out, and use the momentum of your legs lowering to come back up onto your hands again. And breathing in as you go back onto your elbows, keep your legs straight. Don't sink down, keep lengthening through the spine. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, use your powerhouse, and come up. And breathing in as you lower. And breathing out as you come up. And bend the knees and relax. We're going to finish with a series of standing exercise using very light weights. You don't need weights at all if you'd rather not use them. So just taking a moment to think about how you're standing. Feet hip width apart and parallel, weight evenly balanced, knees soft, pelvis in neutral, long spine, shoulder blades down, the balloon attached to the top of your head, lengthen you up towards the ceiling. And we're going to breathe normally, perfectly normally throughout this whole series. You're going to take your arms out now in front of you, shoulder blades down, palms down, holding your light weights. And then take one arm up and the other one down, bring it round to the side, keep the elbows soft, and come and complete the full circle, coming back to where we started. And then starting with the other arm, coming up, and a half circle right the way round, and finishing where we started. And again, take the arm up, elbows soft, shoulder blades down, neck released. Coming back to the starting position, and again. Coming back to where we started. Bring your arms down by your sides, and we're going to take the weights behind us now. Make sure as you do so, you don't bend forward. So, when you're ready, just take the weights behind you, bringing your shoulder blades back and down, necks released. And then bring the arms back to where you started. And again, you're going to push back, shoulder blades down, neck released. And coming back. And of course, you're using your powerhouse the whole time. So zipping and hollowing. And release. Just think of the upper body staying wide and open as the shoulder blades draw back and down. And release. And again, bring your arms in front. We're going to circle the arms together. Up they come, round to the sides in a full circle, with the palms facing up, and then turn the palms down and round we go again. Make sure you don't take the weights behind you. You should still be able to see the movement with your hands. Coming back to the center, bring your arms down. And now for some fun, we're going to do like a Tarzan type one. So taking the arms out to the side, turn the palms up, shoulder blades down, and we're going to curl, like a bicep curl, in towards the center and slowly out. Just breathing normally, zipping and hollowing throughout. Make sure you don't lock the elbow out. Keep lengthening up through the spine and bringing the arms down. And finally, we're going to do a roll down. So with the knees soft, breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip and hollow. Drop your chin on your chest. And having the weights, it just gently opens the arms and the shoulders, head released. Making sure you stay central. Breathing in wide at the bottom. As you breathe out, zipping and hollowing. Drop the tailbone down. Bring your pubic bone forward. And coming up tall. Alignment. It's crucial that before you start to exercise that you can recognize and maintain the natural and neutral positions of your pelvis and your spine. Let's take a look at this model. When the pelvis is in its natural neutral position, your pubic bone here and the most prominent parts of your pelvic bones are on the same level. When it's like that, what it means is that your spine has maintained its natural curves. Your tailbone, which is here, your coccyx bone at the base of your spine, that's resting nicely on the mat. If I was now to tilt the pelvis, if I was to tilt it backwards, doing what we call a pelvic tilt or tuck, look how the tailbone has now come up off the mat and how the back of the waist is pushed into the floor. If I take the pelvis forwards, I now have too much of a hollow in my back, and there's too much pressure on my tailbone. Let's have a look at that on me now. So if I come down now into the relaxation position, you want your feet hip width apart and parallel. And you may be more comfortable with a firm, flat pillow behind your head. So relaxing in the relaxation position, let's find our natural neutral position for the pelvis. You have your pubic bone here and the most prominent parts of your pelvic bones on either side. Now imagine a compass on your lower abdomen. Your navel is north, your pubic bone south, and you've west and east on either side. I'm going to tilt my pelvis now up towards the north. I'm going to do a pelvic tilt or tuck. Notice how when you do that, the back of your waist is pushed into the floor. You've lost the natural curve of the spine and the tailbone has lifted up off the floor. I've also shortened the front of my body, so the muscles around the front of my hips are overworking, and so is my six-pack muscle. Coming back down through the centre. Now avoid practicing this if you've got a back injury, but if your back is fine, gently take your pelvis the other way. Take it towards the south, and automatically now I feel uncomfortable. I've got too much of a hollow in my back, my ribs has flared, my tailbone, there's far too much weight on it. It feels really uncomfortable. Now to find the natural neutral position, I'm going to take my fingertips and place them here on my pubic bone, the heel of my hands on my pelvic bones, and I want those to be absolutely level with each other. Neither tucked, nor arched, not to north or south, but also neither to west nor to east. Everything is level and in the same plane. I've got the natural curve of my spine. Once you've learnt how to recognise the natural neutral position of your pelvis and your spine, the next step is learning how to isolate the deep postural muscles of your body, which when activated form a girdle of strength around your middle. If I was to raise my arm up in the air like this, the first muscles to engage are not my shoulder muscles, but muscles deep within my torso that engage to stabilise my lumbar spine so that I don't fall over, so there's no unnecessary movement in my lumbar spine as my arm moves. Throughout the body, there are muscles whose role it is to stabilise the joints so that movement can take place freely around them. Think of a tower crane. Think of the base of the crane and the arm of the crane. If that crane has to lift a heavy weight or make a large sweeping movement, it's going to need a very strong, stable base. It's exactly the same with our own bodies. You've got four sorts of stomach muscles. You've got your rectus abdominis, that's the six-pack muscle. And then you've got the muscles which crisscross across the body, they're your obliques. But underneath that, you've got a muscle called transversus abdominis, and it wraps itself around you, forming a natural corset. And when it's engaged, it protects your lumbar spine. We need to learn how to engage transversus before we move. And the action's going to start from the pelvic floor. Those are the muscles that form a sling underneath. And to engage them, you need to imagine that you're stopping passing the flow of water. Let's have a try. You're going to sit with a nicely lengthened spine, your pelvis in its neutral position. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, imagine you're stopping the flow of water and draw the muscles up inside yourself. And then breathe in and let them go. The next time, we're going to take the muscles up inside a little higher. So you're going to breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, imagine you're stopping the flow of water and draw the muscles up inside yourself until you can feel your lower abdominals hollow. Breathe in and let the muscles relax. Once again, breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, engage the muscles of the pelvic floor, bring them up inside yourself, hollow your lower abdominals, and it's as if you're doing up an internal zip. And then breathe in and relax. We're going to call that zipping up and hollowing. It's very important that you engage these muscles before you move, that you don't move your pelvis or your spine, and that you don't work too hard. We want to engage them about 30%. So don't think about tightening, gripping or holding. Keep the action just as gently zipping up and hollowing. Another good position to learn how to engage transverses is on all fours. So have your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips, and before you do anything, just feel the length in your spine. Make sure that your pelvis is in its neutral position, neither tucked back nor too arched. And then we're going to focus here again onto the lower abdominals. You're going to breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, start the action from the pelvic floor, zip up and hollow the lower tummy back towards the spine. Breathe in and just let the muscles relax. And then again, as you breathe out, start with the pelvic floor, draw the muscles up inside yourself as you hollow. Keep the action low in the abdomen. It's not very high, it stays low down by the bladder. Breathe in and release. Notice also that I wasn't moving my spine or my pelvis at all. It must stay absolutely still. In Pilates, we use lateral or thoracic breathing, which involves breathing into your lower rib cage. Let's practice it with a scarf. Take a scarf and just wrap it around the lower rib cage, holding the scarf from underneath so that your neck and shoulder muscles stay relaxed. Lengthen up through the spine, and then put a little bit of pressure onto the scarf, and then keeping your shoulders and your neck muscles relaxed, breathe wide and full into your sides and into the scarf. And then as you breathe out, just allow the rib cage to come naturally back and down together. And again, breathing wide and full into your sides and into your back. And as you breathe out, just let the rib cage close and your breastbone soften. Once more, breathing wide and full into your sides and into your back. The lower rib cage expanding, and as you breathe out, the ribs close down and together. This action works the intercostal muscles between your ribs. It encourages you to use the lower lobes of your lungs, and it also brings more oxygen into the body. Throughout the video, you're going to hear me give you instructions to stabilize the shoulder blades. What do I mean? What I want you to do is to think about setting your shoulder blades down into your back. This means using your lower trapezius and a muscle called your serratus anterior. In reality, what it means is that every time you lift your arm up, I want you to think about your shoulder blade dropping down into your back so that it stays close to your chest wall. When you've learnt to do that, that's the other part of your girdle of strength around your middle. Shoulder blades down, transversus engaged around your center. There's your girdle of strength. Once you've learnt how to breathe correctly, how to position your pelvis correctly, how to stabilize the lumbar spine, and how to set the shoulder blades down into your back, we need to put all these things together. So coming down into what we call the relaxation position. You want your feet hip width apart and in parallel. You may want a nice flat pillow for under your head. And then first thing, we're going to check that your pelvis is in neutral. You wouldn't start your car if it wasn't in neutral, so don't start your exercises. Put your hands onto your lower rib cage and take a few nice wide breaths into your sides and into the floor. As you breathe out, the ribs closing down and together. And breathing in wide and full. And then with the next out breath, staying in neutral, zip up and hollow from the pelvic floor, keeping the action low, and then continue to breathe in and out. So you're staying stable as you breathe wide and full into your lower rib cage. Next, we need to learn how to move the limbs while keeping the pelvis stable, also keeping zipped and hollowed. So again, double checking that you're in neutral. Place your hands onto your pelvis. Your pelvis must stay absolutely still while you're doing this. You're going to breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow, and slowly slide one leg away along the floor,
Keep the foot in contact with the floor and don't let the pelvis rock and roll or move. Keep it absolutely still. Breathe in, breathe out, and slowly, still zipped and hollowed, slide the leg back. We'll try the other side. Breathing wide and full. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow. Don't tuck your pelvis. Keep it absolutely still as you slide the other leg away. Keeping the waist long on both sides. Breathe in and breathe out. Zipped and hollowed still as you slowly slide the leg back. Once you've mastered that, we'll try dropping the knee to the side. Breathing in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow. Allow one knee to open to the side, but keep the pelvis directly facing the ceiling. Breathe in as you bring the knee back. It's as if there are a pair of headlights on your pelvis here, facing the ceiling. Don't let them become searchlights. We'll try the other side. Breathe in wide. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow. The pelvis stays still and stable. The headlights facing the ceiling still. And then breathing in as the knee comes back. When you've mastered dropping the knee to the side, we'll try folding the leg up. Again, you're going to be challenged now. Don't let the pelvis come up towards north. Keep the tailbone down. Breathe in wide and full. Breathe out, zip up and hollow, and allow the knee to fold up. It's as if the thigh bone is dropping down into the hip socket. Breathe in, breathe out. Zipped and hollowed, the pelvis stays absolutely still as you return the foot to the floor. Breathe in wide. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow and allow the other knee to fold up, dropping the thigh bone down. Keep the pelvis absolutely still. It's in neutral, the tailbone down. Breathe in, breathe out, and slowly lower the foot back down to the floor. Notice that throughout that, I kept the natural curve of my spine. Let's try taking the arm above the head while stabilizing the shoulder blade down into the back. So taking your arms down by your side, keeping a sense of openness and width in the upper body. You're going to breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow, and allow one arm to almost float up, the shoulder blade setting down into your back. Your neck muscles staying absolutely released. Now, if your hand doesn't touch the floor, doesn't matter, just stop where it's comfortable. And then breathe in, still zipped and hollowed, as you slowly lower the arm. On the next out breath, zip and hollow, drop the shoulder blade down, the rib cage stays calm, breastbone soft, neck released, as the arm floats up. And then breathing in, as you slowly bring the arm back down. And finally, when you've got the hang of all those movements, we'll put them together. Arms down by your side. Breathe in wide and full. As you breathe out, zip up and hollow, stay in neutral and slide the opposite arm and leg away, keeping the pelvis absolutely still and the length throughout the body. Breathe in, breathe out, zipped and hollowed, and slowly return the arm and the leg back to the starting position. Breathe in wide. As you breathe out, zip and hollow. As you slide the opposite arm and leg away from you, pelvis is absolutely still. Breathe in, breathe out, and slowly return to the center.
You can obtain the body control clothing worn in this video by ringing 01858 469 588. For more information on Body Control Pilates products, workshops and holidays, log on to www.bodycontrol.co.uk.